If people use their subjective feelings as proof that they were or weren't afraid, we would be in a lawless society. Someone daring someone, hold on, daring. Okay, hold on. Let me stop you right there. Hold on. There's this lead. What happens? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, so they call my bluff, right? No, hold on.
Exactly.
Hey! If we're going to have a conversation, we gotta let each other finish talking. Okay. All right, Dominic, you're on Love It. Donovan, what's on your mind?
You can see me? Oh, you
I
can
can
see
see
me?
you. I can see and hear you.
Hey, what's up, bro? What's going on, man?
Not
First
too much.
I want to say that as a Black American in America, I want to say even though that we may be divided as a country, I want to say that I do love it. Okay, I want to start off there. Um,
You're telling me that you love me?
oh, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, you said you're.
Bro.
That's cool. You said no. Hold on. Let me respond. I don't know what you said. You said even though we're divided, blah blah blah. You're going to tell me that you love me?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that for 1 second. I think that's disingenuous. I think you're trying to set me up. Listen, just say what you feel, say what's on your chest. Whether you love me, like me, hate me, or not is immaterial. So let's just dispense with the fake theatrics and just go ahead and get it all out. Please continue.
Okay, so I don't hate you. Okay, I wasn't raised to hate. I think that if we all walk with Jesus, I think that we all could find a way to try to find a middle ground.
You're probably right.
The situation, to find a middle ground in the situation. Yes, I believe that he should not have had the knife on him. Okay, even though you're at a track meet, maybe my culture, my community may can learn from that. But at the same time, I think that on the other side, you guys could maybe just learn to leave people alone. You know, like, and I'm not saying that.
No. Let me step in right there. See, there's this. Hold on. There's this leave people alone. Okay. Carmelo Anthony went and purposefully sat under a tent he knew wasn't his. So when you say leave people alone, that's like me. That's like somebody coming onto my property, me knocking him out, and me going to trial, and people leave me alone. No, you were somewhere you were not supposed to be. You were somewhere you knew you were not supposed to be. Okay, so Carmelo Anthony went under that tent himself. They're not going to leave him alone, and I'm glad they didn't leave him alone. I'm glad they told him to get the hell out of the tent.
Even if that is not the right thing, that is not a crime. Okay, you going under the tent, getting out of some rain, trying to get ready to actually run track, and keep
Yeah,
in
not at
mind,
all.
like this.
You're right. That's not a crime. He didn't break any rules.
Yeah. If I'm running track and I'm trying to get ready, and keep in mind, Carmelo is the one that's actually getting ready to run track. They said that and I want to just say to prayers to the Metcalf family, but Austin wasn't there to run track. I'm not saying what happened was right, but Austin was there to help set up and get ready for the event. So I feel as though I'm not saying what he did was right, because I don't want to. I don't want to. I really don't, like, my spirit is not compelling me to take up for. But at the same time, people have a right to defend themselves if they feel like there's a threat to their lives. And we don't know how. We're all different. We're all different as people, no matter what color we are. We are all different. We all have different spirits. We all feel different type of
Different
ways.
levels. Yeah, different levels of fear. Yeah, different levels of fear. Right. And so, okay. Hold on. Let me stop you right there. That's bullshit. And this is why there is the standard guilt beyond all reasonable doubt. If people use their subjective feelings as proof that they were or weren't afraid, we would be in a lawless society. Carmelo Anthony can tell us whatever he wants. His lawyer can say whatever he wants, okay? He told Austin Metcalf 2 times, touch me and see what happens. Then he said, punch me and see what happens. Austin Metcalf called Carmelo Anthony's bluff, and Carmelo Anthony was not bluffing. That is not goading someone, daring someone to make the first move. That's not self-defense. Self-defense is them making a move on you and you responding. He said, touch me and see what happens. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I will let you talk, okay? touch me and see what happens. Austin touched him. Okay. And this is according to the witness. This is according to the witness that was on the stand yesterday. Austin touched him. Okay. Anthony said to him, punch me and see what happens. If you are in reasonable fear for your life, just if you're in reasonable fear for your life, if there are two people in front of you and you really do think that your life is in danger, why would you tell them to touch you to see what happens? I wouldn't want them to touch me and see what happens because I don't want them to touch me. I think these guys can kill me or really, really hurt me. Okay, so they call my bluff, right? No, hold on.
Exactly.
Hey, we're not doing this. If we're going to have a conversation, we got to let each other finish talking. If you let me finish, I'll let you finish. Just Jesus.
Bad. It's a lie. My bad.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, if I am in reasonable fear for my life, I'm not going to dare someone to touch me because I'm afraid of what's going to happen if they do touch me. He did it not once, but twice. He warned Austin Metcalf 2 times, touch me and see what happens. Punch me and see what happens. He was telling a man that he presumably was afraid was going to. He told him to punch him. Why would I tell a man that I'm afraid could possibly to punch me? Because I'm not afraid, because I know that I have a weapon in my pocket.
That doesn't necessarily mean that. That doesn't necessarily mean that he wasn't in fear. Like I said, we don't know.
Reasonable doubt. We don't know what he was thinking. This is why there are laws on the books. Actions speak louder than words.
I get it. And I don't know. Me, I'm done. As a Black American. You can call us niggers, you can call us monkeys, animals, tell us to simp out, whatever you want to say. Like, I'm gonna being divided, and stop planning to hate and actually be logical about things, okay? Like, as a country, we need to, this situation, as people on both sides, we need to take control of our kids on both sides. That is what nobody is getting. On both sides, we need to take control of our kids.
Austin Metcalf had good parents. He was a good kid.
What happened? On both sides, anybody got hurt. Anybody.
No. Sorry, I'm not, bro. Nope, I'm not gonna let you get away with that. Austin Metcalf was a good. Listen, here's the thing. Karmelo Anthony, I've heard, was also a good kid, right? He had I think he graduated with like a 3. Hold on, let me finish. Okay, let me finish. Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter what his character is or was. He committed a crime. Good people do bad things all the time. I'm not going to blame the parents of Austin Metcalf. If we're going to blame parents, I'm blaming Carmelo Anthony's parents because they're the ones that raised their son who has one. So I'm not going to two sides the argument. Well, there's consequences on both sides. There's only one side to blame here, and that is the person who is on trial for murder.
Listen, as an adult and as a human being, you have to understand that's not true. There's always 2 sides of a story. Okay, we don't know what happened for him to try to. I'm not saying we did was right because he body, and I feel sorry because it just seems like I just know
it's an unfortunate situation, man. It really is an unfortunate.
I just know he's not getting off.
And why do you know he's not getting off? You think he's not going to get off because he's black?
No, I think he's not going to get off because he body. Somebody's dead.
Yeah. It's a set, man. And the thing is, man, is like, it is. And I used to be, and listen, man, I've been in trouble with the law many, many times myself. So, I wasn't 17, but the very first time I ever got arrested, I got caught street racing. I was 19 years old. I was absolutely scared out of my mind.
Yeah.
What the happened? So I can't imagine. Mine was just a street racing thing, right? I can't even imagine how this kid I can't even imagine how this kid must be feeling. But when I say that, now I say, well, I can't even imagine how Hunter is feeling. He had to watch his brother die in his arms.
Brother died in his arms.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
His arms.
What do you think so you think he's going to get convicted? If you were on the jury, what would you cast a vote for?
I would be. It depends on the video. So they're saying that first degree murder. So it has to be no point in doubt that he was trying to, correct? Or something like that, right?
I think you're talking about premeditation, or is that?
or reasonable doubt or whatever. Whatever first degree murder is. That's what they have to prove. So what is first degree murder in the state of Texas?
Good question. Hold on. First degree murder elements in Texas. It sounds to me like you want him to get off. And if you do, that's fine. I'm just putting it out there. I think that's what this is.
I like I said, I think, and that's what I'm so scared about, because I think there's outrage. There's going to be outrage on both sides. And I think we need to understand. If he gets off, it's going to be outrage. If he don't get off, it's going to be outrage.
And here's the difference in outrage. Black people are allowed to show their outrage. Non-black people are not.
Are allowed to?
Yes, they burned down the city of Minnesota. Man, they burned down. They burned. Well, white people don't riot in this. Well, either way, white people don't get away with rioting in this country. Okay, it's only in the black community doing nigg.
Well, if you check the riots of the 19 and 1800s, you'll see
Jesus Christ. This is 2026, my friend. Things were different back then.
Yeah,
we're in 2020. We're in 2020. No, bro. We're in 2026.
That's not excusing your contradiction. Sorry, that's no.
Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. That's not excusing my contradiction. Can you hear yourself? Listen, why don't you just admit? No, hold on. Why don't you just admit that you want Karmelo Anthony? Why don't you just admit? Why don't
black people? Okay, well, that was white people have done.
But okay, fine. Okay, all right. You want Karmelo Anthony to get off, number one. Number two, I don't believe you're a Christian. I think you're no, hold on, stop talking, and then you'll talk when I'm done talking. I think you're a fake. I think you're a fraud, and I think you are an absolute who wants Karmelo Anthony to get off because he is black and Austin Metcalf was white. Prove me wrong.
I just think that it's
yeah, there you go. All of this fake calm is bull. I guarantee you this is not your. No, this isn't.
I think it's unfortunate that this child lost his life.
No, you don't. You don't give a because you want Karmelo Anthony to walk.
Because of the words that you say, you spread evil.
Yeah, there it is. I spread evil. There we go.
You can bro, you can't offend me because that's how unfortunate.
I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just calling you what you are.
Unfortunate this situation is, yo. This child lost his life.
And Karmelo Anthony's black going to prison just like he should. I will give you and you know what? I'll tell you what. I will tell you this. There is a chance that Karmelo Anthony is acquitted. Okay? There is a chance. And the reason
I don't believe that. This justice system in America has not shown black people the benefit of the doubt. That's a lie.
Oh my God.
That's a lie.
You gotta let me finish. You get now you're nigga. I need you to let me talk. You didn't even let me finish. I think there is a chance. And Nick, tell me what to do. This is my goddamn show. Shut the f- and let me and listen to me. Okay, yeah, that's cool. So the reason why I said that there is an opportunity, there's a chance for Karmelo to get off, is because maybe the all white or all Hispanic jury is afraid of what might do to the city of Frisco, Texas, if they do convict him. But here's the thing: I think he's going wild out, regardless of whether he is innocent or guilty. What say you? Where's the calm? Where's all the calm and candles now, man? Come on, dude.
But I already said that though. I said, yo, it's gonna regardless of what happens. I already said that. It's gonna be chaos.
Let me ask you this. Would you agree that black people are given longer and harsher sentences for committing the same crimes as white people?
Do I believe that?
I mean, it's an immutable fact. Black people get longer sentences for committing the same crimes white people do.
Do I believe? I mean,
I think the reason. Hold on. I think. Hold on. Stop talking. No. Hold on. Just real quick. I think what's happening is you don't want to get dog walked, so you're not going to ignore. No. Hold on. Stop talking. No. Hold on. No. I will. No. You know what? Now I'm going to mute you because I think what you're doing now is you're obfuscating on purpose. Because I want to get this out. No. I'm going to get this out because I know what you're doing. Here's what's happening. You are being disingenuous. Okay. Everybody in America knows that black people get longer sentences for committing the same crimes as white people. But the reason why you don't want to admit that objective fact is because you're afraid of what I'm going to rebuttal with. So you're going to say, well, where is that? Da, 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 da. I have never in my life heard a black person not acknowledge that black people get longer sentences for committing the same crimes as white people do. Yet you're going to sit here and ask, what? This is a yes or no question. Do you agree? You don't even have to agree. Okay. Do you acknowledge that black people get longer sentences than white people for committing the same crime? Yes or no?
I don't know. No, because I don't worry about that.
Yeah, see, of course you don't worry about that. Of course you don't worry about that. See, guys, this is what these people do. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. This is what these people do. He doesn't know what's he doesn't know what's coming around the corner. So he doesn't want to ask, he doesn't want to answer the question. He's afraid of the rebuttal. Now all of a sudden it's I don't know. You know, you just sat here and said, well, the justice system has never been fair to black people. Well, gee, I wonder what you could be talking about. Are you talking about the fact that black people get longer sentences than white people? Among other things, probably yes. So when I ask you a direct question, can you acknowledge that black people get longer sentences than white people for the same crime? You don't want to commit because you're afraid of what my rebuttal is going to be. Just answer the question. You can either acknowledge it or not. And the reason I'm asking you this is because I want to know if you came into this conversation in good faith. And so far, you're not doing very well at all. You're not doing well at all. You didn't come into this. And I knew you were on some bullshit when you told me, I love you and all this. Dude, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. Dude, you are the same as all the rest of them. So all I need you to do now, so that we can continue this conversation, I just need to know if you came into this in good faith. Do black people? Actually, you know what? Let me ask you a better question. You said that black people have been screwed over by the justice system forever. Can you tell me what you were referring to, sir?
Okay. I was referred to but like you said though, like we just all
still not answering the question. You're still not answering the question. So let me go back to the first question. Are you going to acknowledge that black people get longer sentences than white people for committing the same crime? It is a yes or no question. And if you can't answer that yes or no question, this conversation's over because you're not coming to this in good faith.
No, I don't believe that. No.
Okay. Well, now you're definitely not arguing. Yeah. You're definitely not arguing good faith. You did literally just wait, hold on. Let me just get this right. No, hold on. So you mean to tell me, let me just put you on camera. Let me just put you on camera so that everybody can see what a liar you are. And you can listen, man, you can obfuscate if you want. That's fine. Okay. You just sat here and told me that you don't believe black people get longer sentences for committing the same crimes that white people do. You said, I don't believe that. Are you sticking with that answer? Yes or no, sir?
I am.
Okay. So what were you referring to when you said that black people haven't gotten a fair shake from our justice system in hundreds of years? What exactly were you referring to?
I mean, we can refer to a couple of things.
Okay.
I just got stopped running from a store and he didn't even point and shoot a gun off. And he got no justice. And he got off, and this Chinese guy just got off by this little black little boy.
Yeah, he shot him in the back, right?
Right there.
Yeah, shot him in the back, right?
There's an example right there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is shooting somebody in the back illegal?
Yeah, I agree. Rick Chow should have been convicted, 100%. You don't shoot somebody in the back. I'm sorry. I don't care what the circumstances were. If somebody, seriously, if somebody's running away, they're running away, right? Okay. Yeah. I don't even know what the facts of the case are, but if somebody's running away, let them run away. You have the gun, you turn around. I think Rick Chow should have been convicted. There you go.
Okay. You can continue to ask the question. Listen, I can only give you maybe 10 more minutes because I do have a job. I have multiple jobs, you know.
Okay, well, thankfully for me, I don't have to work. Dominic Miller, I appreciate you. I appreciate you calling in. That was obviously a conversation that he wanted to have in bad faith. Guys, listen, I knew he was going to be on some. As soon as he said, we're all together and I love you, I knew he was going to be on some. I knew he was going to be on some. Man, I knew it. I asked him a direct question. He says, black people have been getting screwed over by the system for years. Okay, so black people get longer sentences than white people for committing the same crimes, right? He wouldn't acknowledge it because he knew that I had a rebuttal for him and he didn't want to walk into it. That's why he didn't answer. And so when I pressed him on it, he said, no, I don't believe that black people get longer sentences than white people.
Stop the cap.
That dumb capped his ass off. And see, what you guys got to understand, man, you guys got to understand in many different varieties. Okay. You've got act all crazy, jumping up. These are the people we see on World Star. These are the people we see in the Twitter and Instagram videos. Then we got are a little more slick about it. They try to, assalamu alaikum, my brother, and it's peace and love, but. And then it all came out. And then his mask slipped off when he said, you spread hate. So I already knew what time he was on. I already knew what time he was on. I knew he was full of. That's just incredible.